Cobbled, dirty streets.
Mm-hmm. Dirty streets.
On a cobbled road.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to feel the cobblestones beneath your feet. Look
I'm
at.
barefoot.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more. What do you look like?
I'm a little boy.
Hmm. How old are you there?
6.
Hmm. What do they call you?
Jonathan? Tony? Jonathan?
Hmm. Jonathan, Tony? Which one feels good to you?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, very good.
Johnny.
Johnny,
It's Jonathan, but they call me Johnny.
very good. So, Johnny, I want you to look and see what you're wearing. What do you look like there?
My clothes are dirty. I'm wearing an overall,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really dirty and it's wet. I'm cold. I
Mm-hmm.
have this brown shirt made of mm, like like the potato sack fabric.
Yes.
That's what my shirt is made of.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to feel how that feels on your skin wearing that shirt.
It's rough
Mm-hmm.
and itchy.
Yes. Who made you that shirt, Johnny?
My mom,
Mm-hmm. Where is your mom now?
she's working.
Mm-hmm. So what is it that you're doing on the street, Johnny?
It's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Are you playing by yourself or are there others with you?
There's 2 other dirty boys like me.
Mm-hmm.
Our moms work together.
Mm-hmm. What do your moms do?
Prostitute.
Mm, I see. So it makes you wait for them to finish, right?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me more about your life, Johnny.
It's not nice.
No.
No. I can't eat most of the time. I'm cold and I'm hungry and sick and
Mm-hmm. Very good. So
mm,
let's go to an event, Johnny, when something is happening that is affecting your life. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I get to number 1, I want you to be at that event. 3, 2, and 1. Where are you?
mom is dead.
Hmm. How old are you there, Johnny?
8?
What happened to your mom?
She was coughing and she had blood in her cough. I don't know what it means, but she died from that.
Hmm.
She had blood coming out of her mouth when she coughs and then fever and then she died.
So I want you to take a moment and look into your mom's eyes and see if you recognize that soul in the lifetime of Kautar. Does she seem familiar?
Sumaya.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So, Johnny, what happens next now that your mom is gone?
I can't stay in that room where we used to sleep. I have to sleep in the street.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
I go sleep under the bridges with the drunk men.
How does that feel
They
to you?
they do things to me.
How does that affect you when they do things to you?
It's not nice. It's horrible. It's horrible.
When they do these things to you, do you get anything from it? Do these drunk
My
men give you anything?
no. They hit me. They force me. But then I, I can't go anywhere because that's where I go to sleep. I don't know where else to go to sleep.
Notice how this is affecting you, Johnny.
I'm sad all the time. I'm crying all the time. I start stealing so I can eat.
And when you steal and can eat, how does that make you feel?
I just have to do what I need to do to survive.
Yes, very good. Does anybody take care of you at all?
No.
No. All right.
People in the street scream at me because I ask them for money and they push me.
What do they say to you?
Get out of here, you smelly, dirty thing.
And when they say that, Johnny, how does that make you feel?
Unloved and lonely.
Yes. So let's find out what happens to your life next, Johnny. I want you to close the scene. Let's go to the next significant event. When something happens in your life that's important. 3, 2, and 1. You're there now.
Somebody pushed me really hard
Where were you?
in the street trying to hustle some money and some food.
Yes.
And I'm hurt.
Notice where you're hurt.
The back of my head, and then the horse ran me over, and then I hit my head at the same time, and then yeah, my chest, because like the horse stepped on me, and then the carriage got on top of me, and I also hit my head on the floor.
So as you're there on the floor, what's happening to you?
I'm happy to die. This was so hard.
So I want you to just take a moment and as you're dying, notice what emotions come up about this death. What do you feel about it?
It's like salvation.
Salvation, very good. So I want you to just leave that body. Feel your spirit leaving that worn out, broken body behind. And see it as spirit. And as spirit, you have a much larger perspective. And you could understand why you lived that life as Johnny. What was the purpose of it all? did you learn?
Resilience.
Mm-hmm. Resilience. So I want you to just notice how that life that you just lived as Johnny is affecting the lifetime of Kautar.
It's it's she got resilience
Mm-hmm.
from it,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't need to. She didn't Her life was way better than mine. She had a loving home and a family, but she she took care of herself like I had to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Although she didn't have to, but she did it from that memory of my
Yes.
life.
So notice how that resilience is affecting her in relationships.
She lives her life as if there is no one to take care of her.
Mm-hmm. Is that true?
And no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. So notice how she treats people. Does she expect those under the bridge to affect her?
She doesn't trust.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't trust people with her heart.
Mm-hmm. And since she doesn't trust people with her heart, notice how that's affecting her. Look at her heart.
There's a wall around it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yes.
a part of it that almost like a few bricks that started to come off, but there's still a bunch of bricks around it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And in looking at her lifetime, yes. So as the soul remembers how her mom left her, how her mom didn't take care of Johnny, how is that affecting her in this life? Notice the similarities.
Hmm. Eh,
And that
Her
life
mom,
as mom? Mm-hmm.
her mom in this life wasn't as bad as my mom in my life, but the level of love received was, or rather not received, was almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
Not in as harsh, but
Mm-hmm. Not being there for her. Yes. So notice how this soul is triggered by that memory of Johnny and his mom, of Johnny and the drunks, of all of those who called the soul dirty and smelly.
mm,
How is it that Kautar is trying to balance this karma? What does she do or overdo?
she's trying to prove that she doesn't need anyone and she can do it all her by herself. And she's not smelly like me, and she has all these nice things and oh,
Yeah.
and she has to look perfect from head to toe.
Mm-hmm. Does she need to always look perfect from head to toe?
No.
No. So who is the one who is criticizing the most? Who is judging?
She is.
Hmm. But notice, every time she does that, does she put another brick around her heart?
She says to herself that she likes it. She does like it to some extent to
Mm-hmm.
look nice all the time, but the real reason is because she wants people to perceive her as not smelly Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Is this life smelly Johnny?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. So, can you forgive yourself for holding on to this very sad memory of this life?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And as Johnny, can you forgive all those people who called you dirty and smelly, not knowing that your soul was so pure? They didn't know your soul, did they?
Yes, I forgive them. They didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I want you to, as you forgive them and forgive yourself, Johnny, I want you to notice what happens to your heart.
There's a light in it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I want you to expand that light, Johnny. And I want that light to just overtake you. Allow it to caress you with love. How does that feel?
Like a giant warm hug.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I never felt like this before.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to just talk to your talk to Kautar and tell her now. Does she need to have this connected with her anymore? This dirty Johnny that wasn't the best lifetime.
No, she doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Because I wasn't really dirty Johnny. I
Mm-hmm.
I'm a beautiful soul, but just people didn't see it.
That's right. That's right. So I want you to go ahead and take that beautiful soul, and I want you to see where that light leads you.
It's going up.
Mm-hmm. Who's there waiting for you?
Other lights,
Mm-hmm.
but they're souls, but they don't have faces. They're just lights.
Mm-hmm. So now that you have remembered who you are, Johnny, notice how those other souls receive you.
Everyone is so happy to see me. They're clapping or something. Like they
Mm-hmm.
so like I'm greeted almost in like a party fashion. They're
Yes.
celebrating my return.
Mm-hmm. No longer trapped in that experience.
No, they're giving me figurative shoulder taps because they don't have hands and
Mm.
bodies, but it's like, well done. You
Yes.
did great.
Wonderful.
Mm.
So now let's look into Kautar's heart. And I want Kautar for you to just go ahead and release that cord into that lifetime that you were holding on to. Notice how it was affecting your heart.
Yeah, it was the same
Is it necessary?
energy.
Is it necessary to keep little Dirty Johnny's vibration in there now that he has released himself?
No.
No. So I want you to go in there and tell me, what does that vibration look like? Is it a texture? Is it a color? What was making it so hard?
It's like mud,
Mm-hmm. Very
like the
good.
bottom of a lake, and it's that thing you get from the bottom of a lake, and
Mm-hmm.
it's surrounding my heart with all
Ah.
like the little dirts you can find at the bottom of a lake.
Mm-hmm. Well, Johnny was very dirty. So now that he has released from this experience, I want you to find a color that represents the washing away of this dirt, of this lifetime that no longer represents who you are. What color would that be?
Pink.
Pink. So I want you to just imagine a beautiful pink hose of water. And let's begin to flush out all of that mud at the bottom of your heart. And tell me what happens as you're doing it.
It's now pumping harder and it's like
Mm-hmm.
brighter.
Very good. So, what would make you feel even better? What would make that heart even happier?
Some puppies.
Very good. So, I want you to find all those beautiful little puppies that you love so much. I want you to go ahead and put all those little puppies, so happy, with their tails wagging, rolling around, making your heart feel happy. And tell me how that feels.
Very happy.
Very good. Very good. So now, let's find out a little bit more why it is that your heart has only felt one side, the masculine side. Let's begin to travel. Allow your soul to take you. 5. Looking for that masculine energy. 4. Remembering. 3. To another memory. And 1. Even if you think you're making it up, what's the first thing you come up with?
I have a sword in my hand
A sword in your hand.
and I'm fighting someone.
What do you look like there?
I have long blonde hair.
Long blonde hair. Are you a soldier?
No, I'm protecting my children. My
Okay.
husband died.
Tell me
I'm
more.
ye- I'm young. I'm 18, 20.
Yes.
I have two children and my husband died. He was killed. Our village was attacked.
What year
Most
is
of
this?
them
What is this year?
1400 something.
You were talking about the
13,
men.
16. They were most of them died when our village was attacked. I was one of the few women who had to pick up a sword and fight some of the remaining attackers. I killed two.
How does that make you feel?
That from now on, I'm gonna have to be the head of the village and protect everyone there.
Very good. What do they call you there?
Matilda.
When I say the name Matilda, does that resonate with you?
Yes.
So, Matilda, what happens next? I want you to now go to the next important scene.
I'm sitting on this chair that is not a throne, but it's for the village leader who is now me. And people are coming to me. It's a council, and I'm heading the council.
Okay.
It's outside in the village place, like,
Yes.
and I have to manage the affairs of the village. I have to decide if we rationalize the the how do you call it?
The
The
food?
one,
The
yeah,
what?
but the one that you make bread with.
Mm-hmm. The baker?
No, um, I know it in French. Blé,
Say it in French.
blé,
Mm-hmm.
the wheat, the wheat.
Mm-hmm.
We have to. I have to decide how much we use, how much we keep, if, if it's gonna rain or not, and it's so much responsibility. I mean,
Yes.
I'm
Matilda.
responsible for all these people's lives.
Yes, but Matilda, you chose to do this, didn't you?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I had to when we were attacked, and and then I became the default
Mm-hmm.
village leader.
Yes.
The absence of anyone else who took the initiative or had the strength to do it.
So I want you to stop right there and I want you to notice how you feel about those village people who didn't step up to take responsibility. What do you feel about them?
I mean, most of who was left were women and elderly men.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's not like they really could have done anything, but same time, I wished I didn't have the responsibility. I don't want it, but I'm stuck with it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So when you have this responsibility and stuck with it,
Hmm.
how does that make you feel about the other people?
I do resent them, but I know I shouldn't because but then yeah, I resent them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Notice how that affects you.
I'm angry all the time.
So you're not leading from the state of love.
Not really.
So that how does that affect your negotiations when you're having to do things out of anger and resentment? What kind of leader does that make you?
I'm not unfair, but I just don't do it. I just want to get it over with. I don't really put my heart into doing it. Just like, let's get this over with.
Yes. And as you look at your feminine body, what have you neglected by taking on this role?
There isn't a man in the village who is good enough for me because
Keep going.
because I'm the highest ranked, and like what can they bring me? They used to Men are supposed to support and do what I'm doing. So why would I need a man?
So notice how you think about men now that you have this position.
Yeah, I don't need them.
Very good. So, Matilda, let's now close this scene and let's go to the end of your life, the last day of your life. Notice how old you are and where you are.
I'm in my bed. My
Oh,
children are there.
so I want you to just notice what it is that you're thinking about as you're in this bed.
I wished I was softer. I wished I wasn't so tough. I could have found a man and taken a husband again, and he could have helped me with my role, and I could have enjoyed my life more instead of having to be so tough all the time and being so guarded and
Yes. How old are you there?
60, 56.
56. So you've lived
56.
all of these years without the love and support of a man in your life.
Yeah.
So have you made any promises or vows about what you're going to do in a different lifetime?
Yeah, that I'll do it differently, and I'll allow help, and I'll allow softness, and I'll try to I enjoy my responsibilities even if they're not fun, but try to make them not fun, but like more include, like more with love and less with, yeah, resentment and anger,
Very
because
good.
it served neither me nor the people I was leading.
Very good. So Matilda, just begin to just release your spirit from that body, going through the death process now. And as spirit, I want you to tell me what was the purpose of having lived that experience? Why did you need to know how that felt to be in charge?
I need I needed to learn compassion.
Did you do that?
No, no, I didn't.
So I want you to just feel the emotions of your soul as you realize that you didn't learn what you came to that incarnation as Matilda to learn.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I missed the lesson.
Very good. So as you look at that lifetime, I want you to see now the lifetime of Kautar. She seems to be living some of that again.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
want you, I want you to tell me the similarities of when it was that she took on this responsibility. She didn't kill any villagers. When did she take up arms in this life?
When she had the clash with her father.
I want you to go to that moment now and see what the decision was when she had that clash. What was the thought that went through this mind of Kautar?
But she was going to take control of her own life, and was not going to allow a man to control her because he supports her financially, and that she and because she's living under his roof.
So notice how that decision, that one decision, impacted her life. I want you to see it like a story, how it plays out, how,
Yeah.
she, how she's holding the sword. And notice how that sword that she's taken on ever since that clash, how it has
Mm.
affected all of her relationships.
She goes into every relationship with a man prepared for a fight, assuming in advance he's gonna want to control her, and she takes the lead by taking the lead. She doesn't wait for it to be right or not. So she starts by, yeah, being me, basically being the
Matilda.
leader of the relationship, and her, what she thinks is also her destiny, and what she thought was control when it should have been support. And
So
she
what?
doesn't allow for it, the support to come, because
Yes.
yeah,
So,
these men respond from that
right.
energy they get from her,
Mm-hmm.
and end up giving her the energy that she reflects, basically.
Yes. So what advice do you give her, now knowing that it didn't work in the lifetime of Matilda? What advice do you give her?
To put that sword down, the metaphorical sword that she carries in this life.
Very good. All right. Matilda, would you help her with that?
Yeah, with pleasure.
All right. So I'm going to ask you, Matilda, and I'm also asking her Indian guide to assist. Kautar, I want you to see how big this sword is, how heavy it is, and tell me what it looks like.
It's not the thin ones. It's like wide, almost like this.
Yes, what's it made out of?
Mm, Iron.
Notice how carrying this sword, how it's affected you.
Yeah,
Notice how
it's
many
heavy.
times, yes, and notice how many times you've used it. I want you to stand in front of all those people that you stabbed in this lifetime with that sword. Who do you see?
I didn't stab them. I carried it
Okay.
prepared for a
Prepared.
fight, but
Very
they
good.
were not, they were not coming to fight, but I put them in that energy because I had a defensive energy coming into the relationship,
Very good. So
and
I
I
want
was, yeah, I was
you carrying it.
hovering it over their heads the whole
Very,
time.
very good. So I want you to just see all of those people that you've been showing your sword to. See them in front of you now. And I want you to, in front of them, tell them what you feel about what you've done. Be honest. You can address them as one because they all were lessons for you. What would you say to them now knowing what you were doing?
I'm sorry I didn't let you be who you wanted to be for me by emasculating you.
Very good. Can you forgive yourself for doing those? Not knowing?
Yes.
Very good. So I want you to go ahead and find, as Matilda, she's very ceremonial, she's a leader. I want you to find a way in which you can put that sword down that shows that you are ready now to release it. Well, what do you see yourself doing with that sword?
Put it at their feet, all of them.
Very good.
And I went on my one knee and bowed my head down.
Very good. So I want you to feel the energy now of forgiveness coming from all of those people. And tell me what happens to your heart as you release this need to wield that sword any longer.
I feel lighter.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. So now are we ready to release the lifetime of Matilda?
Yes.
Very good. So I want you to see that lifetime as if it was like a balloon that you were holding on to. I want you to thank Matilda and just allow that lifetime to be released from yours. Let it float away.
Yeah, it's gone.
Very good. So now with that, I want you to feel that with releasing all of this energy, we now need to fill that space with something that will help you now moving forward. What would you like to fill that entire space that was holding all of this sword?
With love and support.
Beautiful. So what does that look like to you?
A white yellowish light.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to see that white yellowish light coming in through the crown of your head and just filling every bit of your entire body, every cell, every muscle, every organ, spreading that beautiful love and support, knowing that you no longer need a sword to support. You can do it with love. Love can be very strong support. And when you filled every bit of your entire body with that beautiful love and support, I want you to just extend it out beyond your body and wrap yourself in it like a beautiful blanket of light. And tell me how that feels being supported.
A nice feeling.
Very good. So now that we no longer need that strength, I want you to find a lifetime in which you did have support, where you were loved, where you felt totally feminine, beautiful, and loved. As I count from 5 to 1. 5, going to that memory now. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're there now. Notice where you are.
I'm in a ballet studio.
Mm-hmm. How old are you there?
12.
Mm-hmm. What do you look like?
I have a bun. My hair is pulled in a really tight bun.
Mm-hmm.
My hair is light brown, mm, l- dark blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm tall and slender.
Yes. What do they call you there?
Kira.
Kira. Very good. What country is this, Kira? What comes to mind?
Somewhere in Eastern Europe
Mm-hmm.
or Russia, maybe.
Yes, very good. So, Kira, I want you to tell me what's happening today.
I'm at my ballet class.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel doing ballet?
Elegant.
Mm-hmm. Notice how it feels to be in that body, so elegant, so feminine.
Mm, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Kira, now let's move from that scene to a point in your life when you are feeling so loved, so supported, so happy. See yourself there now.
I'm with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
He loved me very, very much.
Mm-hmm. Notice how he treats you.
He spoiled me in ways that are just before I think of anything, he would do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
He would get me my favorite food, my takes me to my favorite places. Oh,
Mm-hmm. And I
he
want
was
you to
just
just,
attentive and caring to
yes. So notice
yeah,
how you feel. Feel your heart, knowing that
it's
he loves you so much.
I just skipped a beat before you
Mm-hmm.
told me to feel my heart. It's just
Yes.
I'm constantly just just giddy all the time.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I want you to memorize this feeling of being so loved, so cared for, so unconditional, being loved for you who you are, being respected, but at the same time cared for. Memorize this vibration now. Not needing to be in control, allowing someone to just love you and care for you. And notice how you treat him.
Oh, with equal love and yeah, I just want to spoil him and he spoils me equally.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's equal.
it was blissful, it was flowing, it was
Mm-hmm.
easy, it was love.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I want you to just connect with that spirit of Kira. Is there any reason why you cannot bring into this lifetime the same blissful relationship?
No, I'm gonna take a cue from Kira's life.
Beautiful. So, with that information, I want you to just begin to come back And focus on your body now. And I want you to do a scan of this body and see what is going on with your body. Beginning with your head, to your digestive system. I want you to notice what's out of place there.
The same mud that was around her heart is in her stomach.
Who does that mud belong to? Was it Johnny or somebody else?
Somebody else.
All right. So let's find out if that is a past life or if that is an influence. What is that? You'll know.
An influence.
Very good. So I want you to focus in on that mud. And I want you to intensify it so we can give it a voice and bring it up. And I want you to allow this mud to speak. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I get to number 3, let me speak with that dark mud. 1, 2, and 3. You there in the digestive system. Are you male or female?
Male.
Male. What do they call you?
Lincoln.
Lincoln. How old are you? How old are you, Lincoln?
80.
80. Very good. And what year is that, Lincoln? You'll know it. What year comes up?
1920 something.
Very good. So, Lincoln, I want you to tell me how it is that that body died of yours. What happened to it?
I was drowned.
You were drowned. What happened? Did you drown on your own or did someone drown you?
They killed me
They killed you. Who killed you, Lincoln?
for my inheritance.
Ah. So is this your family?
Yes.
So I want you to go to the last moment of your life.
Because I wouldn't die. They
You
waited
wouldn't.
so long for me to die, and I wouldn't die for them to take my money.
Yeah, so Lincoln, I want you to go to the last moment of your life and tell me what it is that you're thinking about as you're dying.
I won't let them get away with it.
Very good.
They have
So
to pay for it.
they have to pay for it. So I want you to see what happened to your spirit after that body drowned. Where'd you go?
Well, I stayed to make them pay for it, didn't I?
You tell me. How did you stay?
I didn't go where that light told
You
me to
didn't go to the
go.
light. Okay.
Yeah.
So by staying, who did you punish? Who did you punish by not going to the light?
Well, I know what you want me to say. Me.
No, I didn't
Because,
say you. I said, who did you want to punish? Was it your daughter, your son? Who were they?
well, punished me at the end because I was so
Ah,
miserable.
okay. So that's what happened. You didn't go to the light where there was love. You decided to stay and punish others, but at the same time, you punished yourself. I didn't put those words in your mouth.
Well, now I know.
Now you know. So look at what happened. What happened when you met Kautar? How old was she?
She was really upset.
How old was she?
30 something, six,
Yes. Where did
say
you?
7.
Yes. So she was upset. So here you are miserable. So what did you do with Kautar?
What I found someone who shared my opinion.
Which was what?
Very angry.
So Kautar was very angry just like you?
Yeah.
So you decided to have an angry party with her? Is that
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So now that you have been influencing her, how has she changed with your influence?
She loses her temper. But not anymore, but she used to.
So how does that make you feel knowing that you no longer influence her?
Well, now it's not the same. She's annoying me now.
Oh, she's annoying you. Okay. So Kautar, do you know that by going to the light, you don't have to feel annoyed any longer? Because you see now, you didn't die, did you? You got your wish. But you're living a miserable life.
It's not fun in here.
It's not fun. Very good. So I want you to find that little light within you now. Lincoln, tell me when that light is shining bright.
I see something.
Make it brighter. This is the light that created you. This is unconditional love for you. Make that light bigger and feel it. And tell me what happens when you let that light in.
So much nicer than what I was doing.
So to make it even nicer, make that light even bigger and see what's on the other side of that light.
My wife,
What does she tell you?
she's been waiting for me.
But you can't leave yet because you still have all of that influence in Kautar. What do you say to her?
Oh, that I'm real sorry.
All right, switch. Kautar, what do you say back to Lincoln?
I forgive you.
Are you saying it from your heart?
Yes.
Good. Because we cannot be annoyed when we're doing a labor of love. So I want you now to go inside of that digestive system where Kautar was filling it with mud. And I want you to just begin to pull out all of that energy. You can use your hands to visualize it and begin to pull out and tell me how much is in there.
A bucket full.
Very good. So let's pull it out of every bit of your organs. And don't stop until it's all out. And I want you to give that bucket full back to Kautar so he can transform it. Give him back all his energy.
To Lincoln.
Yes. Give it to him. It's not yours. Give him all that energy back. Pull it out. And Lincoln, I want you to take that energy and transform it with that light. Transform it into love. And tell me when you're done.
It's done.
Very good. So, Lincoln, I want you to begin going towards your wife. And may the light of the universe always accompany you, Lincoln. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, Kautar, I want you to close that portal down. And I want you to look at that space where all of that mud was, and I want you to fill it with something that could benefit you. Instead of that anger, instead of that losing your temper, all of that that was in there, holding you down, what would you like to put in there instead?
Green light.
Beautiful. What does that represent to you?
Healing.
Beautiful. So I want you to bring all of that green light, almost like as if it was beautiful, healing, soothing aloe. And I want you to spread that light to all of your organs and notice what happens. Notice how your organs feel.
Healthy.
Wonderful.
Mm.
Wonderful. So now let's scan your body once again and notice what's off this time.
Mm. The blood vessels in my head and my neck.
All right, so focus on that. What does that remind you of? These blood vessels in your head. What does it remind you of? Kind of like what? If you knew what that pressure was. Let's intensify. Let's allow our soul to take you. 5. Focus on the blood vessels. 4. Feeling them getting stronger and stronger, pulsing. 3. Feeling the pressure now. 2. Even stronger. And 1. Even if you think you're making it up, what is causing this pressure? What memory is this?
Birth.
Birth. Very good. What's happening?
They're sucking my head with the sucky thingy.
Yeah. So as they're doing that, what are you thinking about?
My head hurts. It's painful.
Yes. And what conclusions do you come up with about your birth with this pain of having your head sucked?
What? It's painful.
What else?
I'm crying.
So as you're crying, I want you to transmit to me, what are these cries? What are the things that you're thinking about?
Why did I have to come into this so much pain? Starts like that's not a good start.
Not a good start. Not a
No.
good start. It's very painful, isn't it? So I want you to just split your soul. And I want the adult Kautar to talk to this baby and explain to her what's happening.
It's a medical procedure they had to do because otherwise you would have killed mom. You were refusing to come out. So they kind of had to force you to come out. Otherwise it would have been dangerous for both of you. So that pain that you felt was needed to save both your lives.
And tell her, is this a temporary pain or is it for her whole life?
Oh no, that was just right there and then.
All right.
It's temporary. It's not
Very good.
something you'll have to experience over and over.
So, as
But y-
go ahead.
mm, but yeah, you kind of are doing that.
So, why is it that adult Kautar needs to constantly be reminded of why she had to come here with this pain? What is the association with the pain every time there's a migraine? Notice it.
When there's a stressful situation, she's not addressing and she's not acknowledging and she's pushing away, it comes up as that same pain
Do we
from
need
birth.
do we need to have that any longer?
No.
No. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the birth. And as adult Kautar, and with your Indian guide, I want you to guide this little girl into this world without feeling that pain. I want you to begin to see her push out. And I want you to do something with the apparatus that is being used so that it doesn't hurt. So it just feels like a little bit of sucking, just gentle. Tell me what happens.
Yeah, she comes out and she barely felt
Very good.
the sucking. It was
Very
we made it pleasant,
Mm-hmm. So now that you made it pleasant, I want you
like
to
a
look.
massage to
Very good.
her.
So I want you to use that same gentle massage now inside the head of Kautar, the adult.
Mm.
And let's begin to change all of those different neurons that were created as this baby. Adjust them to know that this life can be very gentle. Tell me what it is that you're using in the head.
There's a device with like multiple metallic device
Mm-hmm.
with multiple little heads that you put in top of your head and it separates with and massages you and we replicated it but with light, with the healing light.
Beautiful. Notice what lights are being used to connect with all of those different nerve endings.
White yellowish light.
Very good. And when you've completely done all of those restructuring of the neurons, let me know.
It's done.
Very good. So now that that's done, I'd like for you to go ahead and focus on the sinuses. And I want you to go into that right side that's almost closed. and travel as a very, very tiny little capsule going through. And notice what is blocking that sinus. What's there?
Uh, Mold.
Mold. Very good. Very good. So as you're looking at the mold, you'll be able to go through time and find out when that mold made it there, when it made its home there. Notice when it first arrived and made its home there.
25 years ago.
What was happening at that time? Notice what was going on in the life of Kautar at that time when that mold made its way in there. Allow the memories to come. Notice how you're feeling.
Rejected.
Notice who rejected you.
So, sitting on the beach with this boy that I have a crush on, and he made fun of the fact that I have hairs on my legs, that I don't shave my legs.
And how does that make you feel?
I felt ridiculed and rejected. I really liked him. I wanted to go out with him.
Yes.
He didn't even look at me twice.
So I want you to just stop that frame as if you were stopping a movie. And I want you to go inside the emotions, the feelings of Kautar. What comes up? What phrase comes up about this situation?
Just wanted to hide under the sand
So imagine what happens as you
from
hide under.
embarrassment.
Yes. So imagine as you're hiding under that sand. In your mind, what happens there? What gets into your sinuses? What irritates your sinuses?
The sand and the moisture under the deep sand is wet.
Yes. So as you're trying to hide from this rejection, notice the irritation that you feel for yourself. And look at what happens as you are hiding under the sand. What happened to that part of you that breathes?
Yeah, I'm having difficulty breathing.
So I'd like for you to look at this and understand that this boy know how he was going to impact you when he said that. Did he do that on purpose to humiliate you?
No.
He was just a boy.
Mm.
It was your reaction to it that caused the the feelings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You could have at the same time laughed and said, yeah, I love my hair. But you took it as an insult. Has adult Kautar ever said anything to anyone, thinking that it was just funny or perhaps helpful, and someone taking it wrong?
Just all the time.
Mm-hmm. So can you forgive yourself for giving you this reminder of what it feels like to be rejected by someone's words?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do we need that reminder any longer? Or do you feel that Kautar will now be able to watch her words without needing a sinus flare-up?
She doesn't need it anymore. She
Very,
knows better now.
very good. So what would you like to use to flush out all of that sand and moisture and mold growing in her sinuses?
Green light.
Beautiful. So let's bring in the green light to begin to flush out all of that from her sinuses, all of those reminders of how it hurts to be rejected. No longer needing to remind her that her words can hurt others too. And tell me when it's completely flushed out. Just breathe and feel that green bringing down the inflammation. Almost like a little tingling. Tell me when it's all out. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's all
Very,
out.
very good. So what would we like to replace all that mold with now? Now that it's been flushed out, what would we like to put in there?
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Why don't we fill that with self-love, self-confidence,
Mm,
and self-acceptance? How does that feel?
perfect.
What color would you use to represent self-love?
Pink.
Beautiful. So I want you to bring in a really bright, bright pink light, and let's fill all of that nasal cavity, the sinuses, the nose, as we begin to heal it with self-love, self-acceptance, confidence. And tell me when you're done.
Done.
Very good. So now that that's done, I want you to scan your body and see what your body looks like. It should be bright. How does it feel?
Healthy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So now that your body is healthy, I know that there's been a lack of memory about Kautar's youth and childhood. Can't remember very well. What is the reason why she has lost a lot of her memory? She seems to have remembered it today. What do you tell her about that?
She doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it. Very good. So the things that she does need to remember, she'll remember, but the other stuff,
They will come up.
they'll come up as she needs them. Very good. So, what is the purpose of her coming into this lifetime? We've gone through a lot of things today. We no longer need the influence of Matilda, of Johnny. What is it that she chose in this lifetime to learn, to live, to experience?
Love.
Mm-hmm.
But she needed to learn to love humans equally as animals
Mm-hmm.
because she considered humans to be capable of all evil and animals to be completely innocent and therefore deserving of her love, and humans not deserving of her love
Mm-hmm.
and compassion. But she's now learning that it's not the case, that everyone she encounters is going through their journey of learning and self-discovery, and she needs to show them compassion because they are her. They're we're all going through the same thing and we're all one.
Mm-hmm. Good. And what is this lifetime of animals that she's reflecting back to? Why is it that she's so connected with animals? Is it from this lifetime?
No,
Mm-hmm. See that lifetime now.
she used to speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
She used to rule over
Mm-hmm.
a land filled with all kinds of animals,
Mm-hmm.
and she used to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to bring forward the horse. What is the
Hmm.
connection?
It was her,
Mm-hmm.
that horse that she saw in the dream was her
Very good.
horse in that lifetime. But she used to communicate telepathically with them.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Yes.
one in particular, she had a close relationship with. He was her companion favorite horse.
Wonderful. So I want you to see how that lifetime is now affecting the lifetime of Kautar.
She has compassion in her. She learned it from this lifetime towards these creatures. She has to draw from that compassion and apply it to humans. And that love she felt for animals, that unconditional love, and not judging them and knowing that they behave the best way they know how because they are these simple creatures. But humans are like that, despite what she thinks and what, despite the humans being a bit more evolved than animals, but it's the same instincts. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
doing the best way they know how
Yes.
as well. So they deserve her compassion and love the same way she showed it to those animals in that lifetime.
So now that she has experienced all of these lifetimes again, moving forward, what advice do you give to her? Mm-hmm. What
I'm
does she?
sorry, can you say that again?
What advice do you give her moving forward from this session?
She has now opened her consciousness
Mm-hmm.
and she has started her remembrance journey.
Mm-hmm.
So she will know how to recognize the signs we're going to put in her way moving forward. And she's going to recognize that they're going to serve her growth and her learning, and that everything is a lesson as you discussed.
Mm.
So
Very good.
all she has to do is keep watching for the signs and the synchronicities that we're going to send her way.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So, who is assisting her right now with this transmission? Who am I speaking with at this time?
Her higher self.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And would you tell me the symbology of the gestures that she's doing?
She does this when she's doing her breathwork sessions.
Mm-hmm. How does that help her?
It's a download.
Very good.
It's a it's a light language
Mm.
download.
Very good. Very good. Is there anything that you want to address, or do you feel that we are complete?
We are complete.
Very good. So 5, wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over. Welcome back. Hi. How do you
Oh,
feel?
good. Oh,
Did you expect that?
no. None of it.
None of it.
Mm,
Does it make
no.
sense to you?
Oh, I mean, yeah, everything answered. I mean, each lifetime answered the questions that we had to address. So it's amazing. Wow.
Did it seem long or short to you?
An hour?
We're like an hour and 35 minutes right now.
Yeah, it was. My favorite part was Kira's life.
You needed to. You needed to experience that, didn't you?
Yeah, I felt it. Hi, Boo Boo. You woke up? Come here. Can you? Can we communicate? Oh yeah, we can.
Can. Of course you can.
Um,
So, but we did a lot of talking beforehand. A lot of people don't know that that's what I do, but we did a lot of connecting the dots before we even started.
yeah, that was half of the answers already. But wow, it's fascinating.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Uh,
So, Kautar, do you want to share this with other people? What do
yeah,
you?
sure. I mean,
Oh,
if you think it's
I
interesting,
thought it was.
yes.
I thought there's a lot of people who are doing the same thing, wielding swords.
I was just thinking about her. I felt that feeling when she was really upset when she was talking, and she's like really like, ugh, I can't believe I have to do this. Like
Yeah.
I had this like I I felt everybody's energy, and that little boy, like I really felt like a yeah, I
Yeah.
felt his energy. I felt so
Yeah.
sorry for him. And
Yeah.
the Lincoln character, I think I was like going like this, and even my accents changed. I was talking like a northerner or something from
It was fascinating.
um
I thought it was great.
yeah, that lady did not want to be the leader of that tribe. And she
Matilda.
was, yeah, oh, I forgot her name already.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was not happy. So that's how so I felt that I connect with her in the sense that I am having to be this strong woman and be this independent, doing my own thing. I don't need anyone um person, when in reality I'm only doing it because I'm not finding someone to step up and do it for me. But then ironically, it's my energy that makes them go there. And
So we have a lot to
now
think
I
about.
know.
Now you know. Now you know. So if someone were to ask you what it feels like to be in hypnosis,
Mm.
were you awake?
Yes and no.
Well, it's describe it. What did it feel like to you? Because we you weren't sleeping.
No, I wasn't sleeping. I opened my eyes at some point because I had that feeling of the eye pressure for a
Yeah.
nanosecond, then when it went away. I mean, just my eyes are just closed, and I'm telling you what thoughts come to my head without thinking.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
Yeah, it's just yeah, not being in your head. It's just listening, but not to your brain,
Yeah.
and speaking
Were
whatever
you
comes to your mind.
were you seeing or just knowing?
Just knowing.
Yeah. So you don't have to see anything. It
No, but
comes
I saw a few things. I can picture the streets where that little boy was walking, but not
yeah,
like really picture them. I didn't see them
yeah,
as a picture, but I saw them as a knowing, if it
yeah.
makes
That's how
sense.
it is. A lot
And
of people
even
a lot of people think that they're not hypnotized because they can't see things, and it's not. It's a knowing.
it's not a movie type of scene. You don't see images.
It's like a
I don't
memory.
know how to explain it. Yeah, and even Matilda, I see her, but it's not like I have an image, but I see her. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So
Yeah.
good. So
Oh, that was
yeah,
amazing.
I thought it was great. I thought it was we did everything every item that you wanted to address. We
We crossed off the list. Yeah.
crossed off.
Come
Okay.
here. Come here, little unconditional love.
There you go. So, Kautar, tell everybody where you're located.
I'm in Dubai, in United Arab Emirates.
Good. And I'm in Florida, Gainesville. And if anybody would like a session with me, you can just go to my website, albaweinman.com, sign up for the newsletter. It's a mailing list. And about once a month, I send out a newsletter telling you when I have appointments. Just like Kautar did, she clicked on that link. And what happened?
Magically, what was it? What's the word? Synchronicity happened. I've been
Synchronicity.
trying for 2 years, and like you said, when the time was right and it was time to have my session with you, it happened.
That's it.
So
Yeah. So I hope I get to meet you soon, either at a session, at a gathering that I have. I have them every month, or a frequency session, which is a wonderful experience for the soul. So thanks for watching, all. Until the next time, much love. Bye bye.